They got good push up the middle. They shut down the run. Did well. Danny Etling spreading the ball around. Leonard Fournette got his game on. They did. That, of course, again, that was a first half thing with me. They look great. So there are positives. Special teams did well. God, the punter was amazing. Kicked LSU out of trouble, especially that last punt when they were backed up to their 15. Punted it all the way to the 20. In my opinion, gave LSU, that's what saved it from for them possibly tying the game up or taking the lead there. So there were positives. We saw some things. Receivers didn't drop passes, so it is encouraging as LSU fans to see the positives in it. I guess, obviously the negative is they did come back. So they're going to have to get it together, play a 4-quarter game at Auburn. That's going to be a tough one. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Eastern Standard Time on ESPN. Always a great atmosphere in Jordan-Hare. Auburn has lost 2 games in Jordan-Hare. They're going to be out ready to play. You can guarantee that. LSU is going to have to have their A game, or they're coming home with 2 losses. They're going to have to get it together. I'm going to break that down a little bit. But getting back to, I want to play this piece on Arden Key that David Pollack was talking about. So here's what David Pollack had to say about the LSU defense and how much of it they're an integral part of this football team.
Is going to focus on Arden Key, LSU's defensive end. He's got 5 sacks on the season already. You've seen all these guys throughout the year, these great pass rushers. You haven't seen one in a while. He is the next one for LSU. Unbelievable. He's quick. He's fast. If you watch the Mississippi State game, he comes off at the end of the game, punctuates the game with a big sack. LSU's defense has been on the field all the time, the whole season. The offense is getting too many 3-and-outs, not controlling the ball well enough. Their defense has to step up against an Auburn offense that's been struggling. Arden Key is the man to do it. He's a beast. Watch out for number 49 for LSU.
David Pollack makes a great point. And the thing that I really liked what he had to say was what's something we all know, which is that this LSU defense is giving up yards at times late in games because this offense's inability to do anything, whether it's play calling or just getting guys to go, getting guys to produce, getting the calls right, getting execution. Arden Key has been 5 sacks in the first 3 games, and the guy said, I'm going to get 18 sacks this year. And I thought the guy was crazy. I was like, ain't no way, man. 18 sacks in a season? But, he's on pace for what? 20? And this guy's an animal. And great job by Dave Aranda to put him in that position where he's standing up now in that 3-4 defense and use his speed off the edge. Create mismatches for these offensive linemen. They're going to have to run more schemes at Arden Key to avoid him from getting to the quarterback. So LSU defensively, they're playing well. Dave Aranda his system is starting. I think players are starting to click with his system. I think that's something that you're seeing a lot of. You're seeing a lot of them getting it together, doing what they need to do, coming together as a unit, understanding the calls, for you to be able to get a little bit of throw some wrinkles more in there because these players picking it up. So it's very, very encouraging. Very encouraging to see. Really to see. It really is. So great piece there. I couldn't agree more with David on that. That's been that was a great depiction of Arden Key. Really, really was. Okay, moving on. What I wanted to do, guys, look, I have to get to this. You knew I was going to talk about this because I was all over it last week. You say, what, Jameson? What were you all over? Well, I told you guys. I gave you my picks. I said Louisville +1 was going to beat Florida State. I've already talked about that game. I don't even need to go down that route. That was my dog of the week. My second dog of the week was in the NFL, was the Rams +3.5. I tried to tell, and look, had you caught me on the Chad Bluin show on Friday, we do a segment. Definitely tune in Friday 11 a.m. to 11 to 11:15, that range. Me and Frogman LeBlanc, which I'm gonna get on him this week and tell him I reduced him to a tadpole this past weekend. Froggy's great. It's a great segment. It's funny. It's happening. It's really, really fun stuff. But anyway, my picks, guys. I had Rams +3.5. Seattle never was even close to winning that game. Boring game. But Rams had to lead the entire time and dominated Seattle. Of course, Seattle hurt themselves with 12 penalties, but that's another story. Then I took Arizona -6. Tampa Bay barely even scored. They scored 7 points. Arizona put up a 40 spot. That was a no-brainer. Then I had the Texans -1.5 at home against Kansas City. Houston dominated that game on defensive side. Their offense is shaky, though. They're going to have to get that together with Brock Osweiler, Lamar Miller, and DeAndre Hopkins. They're going to have to definitely get that together. But their defense is on point, and I knew it. I knew they were going to dominate that game defensively. So, guys, look, I've got 3 dogs in college I'm going to give to you to take. And that's one thing I want to do is give you, because I know you guys like to take a look at that stuff and might get some information against the spread, breakdowns, and what I think. And I'm here, James Dale Show is going to give you that. I'm going to break down from a analyst perspective, but I'm also going to give you a little tidbit of information, a little fun stuff. If you want to go make you a little extra coin on the side, give you those information. That's up to you if you want to do it or not. But I will give you, and one of those dogs I really believe has been looking forward to this game. And they play this favorite very well every year for the most part. And I'm going to give you actually a couple dogs and a favorite that I really like. I'm going to give you my dog of the week in NFL. I'm going to give you my lock of the week in the NFL. And when I say lock, fellas, ladies, I mean lock. Again, I mean my prison lock of the week, as I like